Good morning, students. IPM International School and College welcomes you to your iLearn class of Commercial Studies. My name is Ms. Prerna Sengar, and today I'll be teaching you the fourth chapter of Commercial Studies, that is Classification of Commercial Organization. The topic with which we'll be dealing today in this video is the meaning and features of public sector enterprises. So let's get started. So, in the previous video, you have already understood the meaning of commercial organization and the first classification of commercial organization, that is the private sector enterprises. In this video, we'll start with the meaning of the public sector enterprises. Now, when we talk about the meaning of public sector enterprises, so these are those undertakings which are owned, managed and operated by the central and the state government. It means to say over here that the entire ownership, operation, decision-making power, management power, everything of the public sector enterprises lies in the hands of the central government or in the hands of the state government. They can even run these enterprises jointly. Over here you can see certain examples of public sector enterprises. That is, first we have FSSAI. Which stands for Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, and the second example given over here is the Bank of India. So these are some of the two examples of public sector enterprises. Now let's start with the features of the public sector enterprises. The first feature given over here is the state ownership. Now in the previous slide you have already studied and understood that the ownership of these enterprises lies in the hands of the government only. The ownership can be of the central government and of the state government together. So see, it is given over here that these enterprises are fully owned by the government and any other kind of public authority. The second point says that there is a government control. Now in these undertakings, the ultimate control lies with the government only. Now the word ultimate control means that all the decisions of these enterprises will be taken by the government only. In other words, or in order to simplify, we can say that the overall decision making power of these enterprises lies in the hands of the government. And that is how they tend to control the function and the management and the various operations of the public sector enterprises. The third feature of these enterprises is the service motive. Now the primary objective of these enterprises is to render service to the public at large, and for this they may even incur losses. Now over here it means to say that these enterprises work for the benefit of the entire society. They are working and providing various kind of facilities, goods and services, not with the objective of earning profit or with the objective of making more and more money, but they are working over there. They are providing the services and facilities only to provide benefit to the society at large. One more important point to be noted under this point is that in order to render service to the society, these organizations or these enterprises, they even suffer huge losses. But even after incurring losses, they don't stop providing services or facilities to the public at large. The fourth feature of these enterprises is state financing. It says that government provides for capital and funds through appropriations from its budget. The government also provides loans to these enterprises from time to time. So first of all, understand that whatever kind of business you are running, whether you are running with the objective of earning profit or with an objective to render service in the society, the main thing is that you need money, you need funds and capital in order to keep your business or an enterprise running. So the question which arises over here is that from where these public sector enterprises are getting their capital and funds. So these enterprises get their capital and the funds from the budget which is being prepared by the government annually. The government also tends to provide loans to these enterprises, and that is how they manage to collect required funds to keep these enterprises running. The fifth feature of these enterprises is the bureaucratic management. Now, this point implies that the operations of these enterprises are governed by the rules and regulations prescribed by the government. Now, I hope that you will agree with this point that whenever you try to run an institution, however small or however big an institution is, the first thing you will require is to set some basic rules and regulation. And that is how you will be managing the operations and regulations and working of the particular institution. Similarly, in order to run these public sector enterprises, the government itself sets some rules, regulations and norms which are supposed to be strictly followed by these public sector enterprises. And that is how these enterprises tend to manage their operations in a fair manner. The sixth and the last feature of public sector enterprises is public accountability. Now, these sectors are accountable to public at large for their performance and results, and hence the reports of these enterprises are to be audited from time to time in order to maintain transparency. So first of all, you need to understand that why these organizations are accountable to the public. So to understand this concept, let's start with the explanation that whatever taxes we are paying to the government, now whatever money we are paying to the government in the form of the taxes, those money, that amount of money is being utilized by these. The portion of that money, the portion of those taxes are being utilized by these public sector enterprises. So in other words, or in simple way, we can say that these enterprises, one way or the other, or indirectly, they are using the money of the public only. So because we are paying taxes to the government, and because these public enterprises are using the money of the public, and that is why they stand accountable to the public. It means because they are using our money, that is why it is important to them to show that how they have used their money, use our money for the entire year. And that is why they stand accountable to the public. They are supposed to be transparent and open about their performances and the results. And that is the reason why their accounts are supposed to be audited on the annual basis. Now remember that the annual audit of these undertakings is conducted by the CAG. The full form of CAG is Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Now I hope in this video you have clearly understood the meaning and features of the public sector enterprises. In next video we'll start with the meaning and the features of the joint sector enterprises, which is the last segment or the last topic of this chapter. So till then, IPM International School and College urges you to stay home, stay safe and stay protected. But along with that, let's teach and learn in a smarter way. Thank you.